If you haven't seen part 1, pause. This won't make sense without it, because healing doesn't begin with answers. It begins with silence, with that flicker beneath your ribs, the part of you that never left. In the first episode, we didn't explain it. We felt it. Now, we trace it to its roots. You weren't born hiding from yourself. You learned it. The moment you felt shame, you split. The moment your anger scared someone, you buried it. The moment your sadness was met with silence, you swallowed it. That's how it begins. We are trained to be acceptable, not whole. From a young age, we're rewarded for suppression, for being nice instead of honest, quiet instead of expressive, pleasing instead of real. And so, piece by piece, the parts of you that didn't fit were locked away. You didn't erase them, you just hid them, but they didn't disappear. Carl Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The unconscious isn't some mystical realm. It's the storage room of every truth you refuse to feel. It's where the shadow lives. Not evil, not broken, just unseen. Jung believed the shadow holds your greatest potential, not because it's noble, but because it's real, because it's the only part of you you've never edited. You see, what you repress gains power. What you deny becomes your master, and what you're unwilling to feel will one day control you. That's why you sabotage the things you want most. That's why you feel empty even after achievement. That's why every relationship feels like a repetition of the same wound. But this isn't just psychology, it's philosophy. Friedrich Nietzsche spoke of the abyss. He said, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that he does not become one. And if you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you." The abyss is your inner world. When you look into yourself, you risk becoming overwhelmed. But if you don't look, you'll live in illusion. A life of projection, where your own darkness becomes the enemy you see in others. It's easier to say they hurt me than to say I let this repeat. Easier to say I'm just unlucky than to admit I'm afraid of healing. But the truth is, healing terrifies you because it means meeting the version of you that was never accepted. It means making peace with the child that cried alone. It means admitting, I am not who I pretend to be. That's the root of the problem. Not pain, but avoidance. Not trauma, but disconnection. Not evil, but rejection of truth. You've been looking for answers everywhere but inside. But the path isn't outward, it's inward, toward the wound you swore to ignore. The shadow isn't the enemy. It's the part of you waiting to be reintegrated, not to make you perfect, but to make you whole. It's no longer what's wrong with me. It becomes what has been shaping me without my permission. In the next chapter, we'll expose how the shadow silently runs your life. In your relationships, your reactions, and the roles you play. Subscribe to Feel Real to continue. The deeper you go, the more truth you'll have to carry.